Hi, welcome. I am Mary Mazur, and this is Change Your Funk to Fun. And what we will be talking about today is living from the flow of your heart. And this is your new way of being, and it's quite fun. So if you'd love to anchor yourself up into having more fun in your life, more joy, more bliss, more wonder. Yeah, living from your heart center, from your true essence, from your love, then this episode is going to help you in bringing this into your life. Yes, 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 yes. And actually, if anything, at least for you to open up to start contemplating on ideas and allowing yourself to actually feel in new ways. That's going to be where the big gifting is going to be. And then it's up to you. It's up to you if you're going to start taking steps forward and making those changes so that you are able to flow in your heart, from your heart, and live more from that part of you instead of your mind. Okay. We all have been programmed to live from our minds, especially all of us that were born in the 20th century. Yes, yes, yes. All got quite programmed with that. And what that means is that we were taught, that you have to think before you talk or think before you act. And actually, the big part with the mind, the part of you is more of that logical side of you. So it is that one that does that knows it's here to protect you, and that is actually a very good thing. It definitely is. The caveat that happened though is that we all got super out of balance. We overworked our minds and are many times in our minds a lot instead of resonating in our bodies, in our heart, in the love of who we are, and vibrating in that love, in that vibration of love of who you are. So, this episode is here to help you begin to activate those pieces within you. And I will be talking about PSYCH-K because that is an amazing, simple, and powerful tool that can help you with exactly that if and when you're ready to either learn it for yourself or have a private session. There's so many beautiful tools now, thank goodness, right? That each of us can use to help ourselves. So the big question would come in is then just ask yourself, are you living from your heart? Yeah. Are you flowing from your heart? And what that means is that are you making decisions and acting, talking, feeling, being from who you really are, from the love of who you are, resonating in that oneness of who you are of love? Yeah. And when you do that, it is quite fun, that's for sure. And if you're not there yet, you're not resonating in that beingness of the love of who you are majority of the time while you're living, then perfect. That's why you're listening to this talk today. So welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I will have to give a few caveats here. And just so you know, too, that I am one who's an igniter of love and light. That is my one of my big roles here. I am a space holder of love. Yeah, that's what I am here. And to resonate in the love of who I am. And I continue to grow mightily and beautifully and in a fun way within my own self. And then I help other people do the same thing, the ones that are ready. Yes, yes, yes. The ones who can pick up on all the goofy things that we got growing up. That's for sure, especially our first 7 years. The limiting beliefs, the things that are actually not true about us or even about the world. They were quite distorted, quite upside down. And that's because we came into this world in the 20th century, and that's in the Pisces age. That's like in the water age or in upside down times, distorted times. Things just got a bit distorted, got a bit out of balance. And now that we're in the Aquarian age, we are here to bring it back in balance again. And that begins with doing it within ourselves. So this invitation is for you to begin working with yourself and within yourself. I don't know if you know it or not, but you are the creator of your life. Yes, each of one of us are. The 8 billion of us here on this planet actually are. We're incarnates of divinity here in our own unique, beautiful expressions. So you are perfect and beautiful exactly as you are right now at this moment. Yes, even if you're running from your mind and operating from your mind mostly, which many of us got programmed to do. And if you are, then the gift comes in is if you have the courage and the willingness and a readiness, and that you really would like to live in new ways, to experience in new ways. Yeah, to have things become easier, to be in flow. Where you have a great idea of something and all of a sudden it comes to you and you're like, wow, how did that happen? Yeah, actually, this is how powerful we are. And we're actually made and designed to be in this way. Yet a lot of us did not get the programs or the beliefs to actually be able to do this. And so this is the gift of PSYCH-K to help you with doing this, with upgrading your operating system within you, upgrading the beliefs within you, whatever's not working for you or limiting you in any way or challenging or blocking you. Yeah, you get to upgrade them up into the positive ones. It's the ones that you would love to have and experience. And the gift is so that it ends up being good for you and for all. So we no longer are in the world of the land where it's only about yourself. That was the old way. Yes, now we are in the new expansive way. And that will become very natural for you. And how beautiful can you imagine? Seriously, just imagine this world, 8 billion of us here. And every single one of us wakes up in the morning and says, wow, I have this day, being excited and open and in the wonder and in the innocence and in the love, and just say, ooh, what am I going to be experiencing today and doing today? And how may I serve? How may I share my gifts? How may I experience and receive the love of who I am? And how may I give it very freely and easily and allow things to grow and expand and improve and just have things become better? Well, there you go. That is living in the flow of your heart. Living in the flow of your true love. And this is what this gift and invitation is for you to do. You already right now can begin to do this if you haven't done it yet. Yes, you can. You might have done some of it already, which is beautiful. And thank you for that if you have. Absolutely. Each one of us here volunteered to come to this planet at this amazing, auspicious time. Absolutely. It's actually magnificent. And you are here to play your part. You are here to share your gifts, to offer any wisdom, experiences, skills, talents, giftings, yes, in your own unique, creative way. And the gift is that just imagine that you can do this from your heart, from the flow of your heart, where, wow, you know what, this feels really good. This is what I would like to do today. And then you go do it. Or this is what I would like to experience today, or be today, or even receive today. And then go experience and receive that. Oh, wow. And then from those experiences or from those giftings, you get to receive the abundance and the expansion of more, because you're connecting with others. You're connecting with Mother Earth. You're connecting with animals, people, those experiences, those places, just those new ways of being. And each of those new experiences, you have new opportunities to grow, expand, to learn, to discover the flow of your heart. So it would be really amazing. This is one of my dreams. And I'm doing all I can to help those that are ready to open up to this, as I would love to live in a world where every single one of us here is in that way, that is in for caring for themselves and others, for sharing their love of themselves with others. Yeah. And for opening up and receiving anyone who would love to share their love with you or with me, and that we share it, we receive it openly and say, thank you, thank you, thank you, because we know how worthy we are, how mighty we are, how amazing we are made. So that's one of my cast outs. And I get it. I understand, and I'm sure you do too, that we do live in a polarity universe where there are opposites. So there will be people on this planet that choose the opposite of any of this, and they are playing their role. They are serving in the way that they are choosing to serve and choosing to provide a contrasting experience of who we naturally are. And in that, even for all of those, I do send love to them, and I have complete boundaries. So you too also have boundaries for anyone that is here choosing to want to harm or hurt or do anything that's the opposite of love. That they also have an opportunity to wake up, and that they can begin again. And then through forgiveness, through the container of unconditional love that we all are, that we can give grace and offer new ways for people, that they can begin to turn and be in a new way. Begin with a new breath, begin with a new choice, and have it become positive. Have it become where any decision you make is for good for you and for all. So this is this is the intention here that I'm bringing, and then I have a whole beautiful spiritual team that's working through me. May you feel that, resonate with that, in my words, in the sound of what you hear, because it's coming in mightily through me right now. And may you actually, and this is going to be one of the testing things you can do for yourself to see if you are in the flow of your heart. There you go. See, are you able, even right now, let's see if you can do this. Wherever you're doing or wherever you are, see if you can pause a few minutes. If not, you can come back and listen to this in a little bit, and where you can actually stop and pause. That's actually one of the most important pieces that we can do in our lives, is to do that a bit more than we ever have before. Is when anything's happening, whether you're hearing something, experiencing something, allow yourself to fully be present in your body. So invite yourself in, making sure you are actually in your body. That's a big one I needed to do, and that PSYCH-K helped me with. And then actually feel your body. Actually say, how's my body feeling? How am I feeling? What is coming through for me? What thoughts are coming in? How would I describe how I'm feeling now? All those are super important. Okay. All right. So let yourself check in with that, and be okay with however you are. You are as you are because you are as you are, and you are at this moment based on the beliefs you have at the subconscious level of the mind, and then what you have already created up until this point. And the gift is you can change any of this. You can expand your consciousness and your awareness and your love, and begin to flow from your heart. And we can actually do this to infinity and eternity. So that's the even best part, is we never arrive or feel like, woohoo, I accomplished it, I got it, I'm done. No, not really. We might think we do. You might have gotten to that level, and that is so really awesome, a bigger level than you've ever had before. And that's what I'm definitely loving to experience and step into, and I invite you into it too. And just keep experiencing it. And that's what's so neat, because there always can be even more expansions, more experiences of the flow of the heart and the flow of love. And there isn't there isn't a measurement stick that you have to achieve anything. There isn't anyone judging you other than yourself, which I know a lot of us do a really good job of that. I know I sure did. Oh my goodness. Whew, I was a super critic to myself. And now, thank goodness, especially with the gift of PSYCH-K, I now talk really good with myself. I'm one of my best friends to myself, and best lovers to myself, and best companions and support team with that. And I have opened up into the more multidimensional aspects of myself, my spirit, my oneness with divinity, and I invite that for you. Yay! So let yourself stop and pause, and you can even close your eyes. Yeah, we'll take a couple slow, deep breaths. Take a nice deep breath in your mouth. I'm sorry, in your nose. We'll do it in your nose. A deep breath in your nose. And then hold it at the top of the breath for just a few seconds. Get comfortable there, actually, in that pause. And then when you get the nudge or feel like it's time for you to release, fully release, and out your mouth. Easily. So easily. Ooh, and then let yourself sit there at the bottom of your breath, which is kind of neat, and wait for the next urge or the next nudge to want to breathe again. And when you're ready, take a nice, another slow breath. Let your abdomen expand if you're able to while you do it. Let that belly hang out, and we are meant to breathe that way, just like newborn babies. Reach the top of your breath. And then allow it to release easily. And then a nice third breath. Deep breath in, holding gently, and release. And now, while you're doing this, allow your eyes to close if you hopefully are able to at this time. And then connect in with yourself. Allow yourself to enter into your heart. Yes. Step right into your heart. Connect in with the sacred space within you. This is your sacred space. Yes. This is you. Your heart center. It is green in the chakra energy aspect of you, just like Mother Earth's green. It is that loving. It's that safe. It's that open. Allow yourself to connect into that now. Allow yourself, if you're able to quiet your mind, and you can do that with your breath, just continuing to breathe. We do have to breathe, and we do get to breathe here from our first breath to our last breath here. Let that be one of your most important gateways for you connecting and allowing the flow of your heart to happen. Yes. And as you do that, we are going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to help you fully access your heart and fully let yourself flow. And this is the invitation for you to live in the flow of your heart. And this may be your new way of being. And it's a fun way. Yes, yes, yes. So we just before we left for a short break, we invited you to connect within yourself. So we're going to go back to that. So allow yourself to close your eyes gently. Take a nice full, warm, deep breath in your nose. Deep breath in your nose. Hold it at the top of your breath until you're ready to fully release. And then fully release out your mouth. And you may want to take a couple more of those to fully connect. And invite yourself, allow yourself to connect with you, your sacred space in your heart. You can imagine going into your heart. That's what I like to do. As if I'm opening up a doorway, or if it just magically opens up for you. Yeah, and let it be absolutely beautiful there. Absolutely beautiful. Notice what you see. I know for me, it's beautiful waterfalls and greenery and rocks and the forest and the mountains. I love the forest and the mountains and walking. And maybe in the distance is the ocean there too, with birds and animals. And it's all completely safe. It is so beautiful. It smells so beautiful. You smell the flowers. And even the sweetness. You feel the gentle wind trickling on your face. Even on your hair and on your hands, your arms. Yeah. Allow yourself to feel held by Mother Earth. To flow from your heart, it is really vital and important to recognize and know that you are held by Mother Earth. We are physical human beings here. You are Mother Earth's child. Allow yourself to connect into that childlikeness within you, the innocence, that pure essence of love that you are. Yes, in the sacred space within you. So beautiful. And whatever access you are able to connect with, welcome that. Because in time, the more you do these rituals, these connection gateways, it will become very natural for you, where you actually will be able to live this with your eyes open and while you are living throughout your day. And that's the invitation of living from your heart center, living in the flow. Yes, 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 yes. And you can do this. Absolutely. Now allow yourself in your body to begin to feel the love of who you are. Invite yourself to notice, what does that feel like? To feel pure, true, unconditional, open love. And let yourself connect with that and feel that now. This is actually who you are. You are an essence of this. Just as like you are a sun ray of the sun. The unconditional love is just like the sun, the central sun in our universe. And the central sun in Mother Earth, both of those from above and so below. And it is your heart that is the connector of the two, that gateway. You, as a divine human being here, choosing to live in this most amazing time. Being you, your unique self, your unique individual, separate self. Yes. Let yourself connect into that. Feels really good. I can feel all of you too. So yay! Yes, yes, yes. You guys are connecting in your love. This is awesome. And actually, the more we do this across the planet and actually connect with each other, wow, we are going to be creating miracles and wonder and magnificent changes, bringing in the new world, a heaven on earth here, within our own self, our own vessel, and then bringing it out into the world with the gifts that you're going to be sharing with the world, the gifts of you. Whether it's your wisdom, whether it's your knowledge of things, the experiences you have, even the tragedies. And that's what we're going to be tapping into, is that you have agreed to experience it all here. We all have. And each one of you have. And some of you have had really, really, really hard hard, difficult things. Some of you, maybe not so much, maybe just little things that were still pretty crappy and junky and terrible. Yeah, there isn't any measurement of any of this. You have experienced those contracted, denser experiences of the spectrum of love here. Yes. And quite a bit, most of us kind of got lost. Yes, we have. We kind of got veered off into who we're not. And a lot of the reason why we did that is because of the fears or the denser consciousness experiences of being here, to begin to go master those. So then once we master those, we can fully feel and express the love of who we are, and fully interconnect with all, so we can remember our I am presence, and actually, of course, activate our power in order to do all that. That's the gateway. Your courage and willingness is your power, because it's in your free will choice to choose to decide to connect into the power of who you are. And the power is your love, and the power resonates and comes from your heart. It does. Absolutely. Yes, it does. And yes, we have a mind. Yes, we do. Oh, we sure do. And our mind is connected to the mind of the universe, the mind of God, the mind of divinity, the mind of source, the mind of all. Yes, it is. And you get to access what's in that mind. And you get to upgrade anything that you would like and yet you're ready for in your own personal mind by connecting into that mind of the universe, because the mind of the universe is infinite, and it has every timeline available for you. It has every opportunity for you, and even every harsh or dark or difficult experience. It has all of it, because we get the free will choice of what we want to believe and what we want to experience. Dr. Bruce Lipton is a cell biologist that has helped thousands of people across the world, probably hundreds of thousands of people, start accessing their heart center. And I'm so grateful for Dr. Bruce Lipton. He's the one that led me to learn PSYCH-K through his book, Biology of Belief. Yes. In that, it talks about your mind, and that he was able to let the cells of our human body teach him how we operate, how do we work, how do we run. Very fascinating. The world and the beliefs that we embodied our first 7 years, especially with the religions that we were born into and experience, and even the cultures and the religions, the governments, the education systems, the medical system, philosophies, all those were based from the mind, and that's what we got imprinted with. Meaning, it's about your thoughts. It's about living in survival, and then in fighting suffering and pain, and avoiding and resisting and competing and conquering and controlling and keeping in order these things. It also had all of us running our masculine, which is our mind aspect of us, versus our feminine, which is our heart aspect of us. Each of us have both of that within us. Whether you're a man or a woman, you have both, and you are meant to operate both. And we are being called, especially this year, to operate these in unison, in harmony. And even now, from this time on, we are inviting our feminine to begin to start leading, and leading more, and leading ahead. Ooh, the masculine has done a magnificent job. Our mind certainly has. And because it was vital and important for us in our survival to understand things, to know things, to get into that reason and get into that conceptions of things, so that we can feel safe enough. We do have to make sure we are safe here, meaning that we can actually create what we would like to do, and then we get to live doing it. Woohoo! That's actually very important. Instead of blowing up or harming ourselves, hurting ourselves, or exiting out of here, because then we won't be here anymore, right? So the mind is awesome for having it be a great protector for us. But many of us actually had that controlling part of us overrun and overprotect, and have things has to be so safe that we got lost in it. We have everything where you have to buckle everything up and put everything, things all over our bodies and all over our houses and all over our stuff, so that we can feel safe. It's actually kind of funny if you think of it. Woo! So what we're inviting you to do here is to begin to allow your heart to come in, allow the love of who you are to come in, And with the gift of PSYCH-K, PSYCH-K is a tool that you can use coming to a workshop. You can learn how to use it for yourself on a daily basis, which is what I do and many others that do. Or you can actually have a private session. I offer hourly private sessions where you get to access information that I have, and then you get to use it and then make those changes for yourself. So how about this? How would you love to be able to believe at the subconscious level of the mind? And that means that that's in your core level of you, of your beliefs, of your values, of what runs everything of what you do, that you are safe. Yeah, if you can imagine, I am safe. I am always safe. How about I am worthy? Yeah, knowing that you are so worthy, exactly as you are, right as you are. Most of us didn't get that either. I know I shouldn't, either of those. And I am secure. I mean, you are solid, you're secure, you have a foundation. Whew, you can create. You can go create beautiful things. You can fly. Yeah. You can sail, go off, get away from the dock. And you live in abundance. That we actually live in an abundant world. You don't have to be stuck into a lack and scarcity anymore. Not at all. No, you can actually recognize that Mother Earth is abundant. Yes, she is. And we are her children. Yes, we are. And the more you connect with the principles of nature, which we teach with PSYCH-K, how you can embody at the subconscious level of the mind those principles and those beliefs, that you resonate and become one with those. Yes, so you can be impeccable with your timing. You can live in harmony with nature. Yeah, in your peace, in your joy, things like that, and live in collaboration and adaptation, honoring your diversity. Oh, so many beautiful pieces. Your interconnectedness. There's many pieces with the principles of nature. Yeah, yeah. So once your subconscious mind believes it, then you will be able to vibrate in a new way, vibrate more from your heart center. Allow yourself to access your heart and let those be the choices that you make, and how you talk, the way you talk, the resonance that you talk in, the actions you take, the choices you make, the goals you create. All those can now come from what brings you joy. What do you want? Yes, these are actually super important. And if you don't know what you want yet, or you're not sure what that is, that's okay. And that's what you get to use PSYCH-K for too. Because that happened for me too, because I wasn't even there about what I actually really wanted or how I really wanted to live. I was just surviving. And many of you might be too still. Whew. So when you can master those survival pieces within you, knowing, yes, I am safe and secure. I am loved. I am worthy. And I am abundant, and I live abundantly, then you'll be able to cast yourself off. You'll be able to allow yourself the freedom, the independence, the connection with your heart center, so that whatever ideas you do have, your mind is super important. It's the creative part of you. It's the one that can help you create what you would love to experience and how you would love to be from your heart center. And that's the big gift here. Allowing yourself to flow from your heart allows you to start connecting in your power of your love, the power of you connecting with your divinity, the divine aspects of you. Yeah, those are your soul, your spirit, the one that is forever, the love of who you are. And you as a human here get to do that. Yes, you do. And when you get to connect your mind with your heart, so that now your mind becomes the servant of your heart, then a lot of things will begin to change for you in such beautiful, magical ways. And then you can bring this into the relationships that you're having right now, if you're having any struggle or challenges with those. The first is to begin with the relationship with yourself. Check in with how you're doing with your own self. Are you still judging yourself? Are you still being harsh or critical or mean to yourself, self-sabotaging yourself? Doing things you don't want to do, but you keep doing those things. Okay, that's all right. Those patterns you created were just survival patterns. And with the gift of PSYCH-K, you can help change those survival patterns up into your power and up into your love, so that you can begin to make new choices and new ways of being with much more ease, much more flow. Flow from your heart, flow in your heart. Yes, this is what we're called to do. Woohoo! So you get to shift your whole operating system mechanism within you. Yes, yes, yes. So you become a love light being here. You actually already are it, but now it's beautiful, especially with using PSYCH-K, is that you remember again. So you're like, oh my gosh, I really am this. Yes, you are. Oh, and then you can vibrate in it, feel it, let yourself go do something fun, go do some play. And that's what we're going to be inviting you next, and we'll be talking more about that. Yeah, living in the flow of your heart. This is your new way of being, a fun way of being. And this is what we invite you into. If you would love to come and play, would you love to come and feel more free, feel more independent, feel more that you actually are the creator of your life, that you are in charge of your life? Yeah, and that you're actually meant to learn things here. You're meant to experience things in a new way. And when you can do that in a way where you're open to it through the flow of your heart, instead of your mind coming in and starting to judge it or starting to be critical with you or flipping you over into a whole nother way of being. Yeah, this is the gift. You get to actually begin to change your operating system within you if you so choose. I know I sure did. Back 13 years ago, at the time, my husband at the time had leukemia, and that's what led me to go learn PSYCH-K. So PSYCH-K is a tool that helps you work with your soul, your spirit, and your mind to make those changes. Anything that's negative or limiting or blocking you or taking you off your path from living from your heart. Yeah, so you can move through your heart again, move with your heart and access that part within you, your love, your true essence. And that you may vibrate and you may experience, from the flow of life, the flow of the love and the beautiful creations that you get to have and you get to be here. Yes, 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 yes. Would you love to do that? Good. And then the gift is letting yourself have some more fun in your life. Are you letting yourself be childlike? Are you letting yourself have that innocence? Yeah, good questions to ask yourself. And if you're not, maybe you're working too much, feeling way too much responsibility for getting things done or having things happen or feel like you have to do things. The gift here is to allow yourself and open up some time for yourself to just start reflecting about that. Capture it. Get a journal out, start writing that down if you're really good, able to do that. Or we have all this AI system now that can help you if you want to start talking, and it can capture things that way. But capture it. Begin to start capturing this. You can even draw and start creating pictures of it. Allow yourself to be brutally honest with yourself, completely honest with yourself. Start opening up and just start noticing, how are you feeling? What is going on? Do you like it? Do you like how your life is going and moving and what you're experiencing and what you're creating and how you're doing? Yes. And celebrate those things that you are having really great experiences with and how far you have come, because you have come so far already. Yes, you have. Now we're really in the phase of living here for a lot of us to begin to start dressing things up now, like letting things become easier, fun, allowing, receiving, letting things go, relinquishing things. Yeah. And in order to do that, it is really vital to step in those healing pieces within you and to be honest about that. Where have you been hurt? Ask yourself that. Where have I been hurt or I felt wronged, betrayed, not loved, used? Where people just manipulated or, whew, yeah, where you actually might be holding into like any kind of resentment, anger, bitterness, and then you might have also spiraled down into that shame, that full illusion of separation, where you really think there's something wrong with you, or I did something wrong, or helpless or hopeless. I can't even get out of that. And even allowing yourself to feel those things is super mighty. With the gift of Psyche, we have a way to help assist people with that, an ability to transform that perception of that. So when you are either working with someone who knows Psyche, like myself, or if you come to the workshop and you can do this for your own self, you would step right into that. And then we use muscle testing to communicate with the subconscious as like a yes/no signal. And then, if you're like, okay, yep, I definitely, and dropping down into those denser contracted experiences, perfect. Then you found something that you created that was the opposite of who you are, of the love from your heart. And with Psyche, you get to balance for it. You get to actually shift that into your love again, shift that into the peace and non-attachment again. Return that back into you so you may feel your wholeness again and your oneness and your connection to all. Yes, that's what you get to do, and you literally get to do it within minutes. That's actually the biggest difference. With most of the other things out there, Psyche is quite quick. I know for me, the fastest operating tool that I love to use, and there are many other beautiful things that complement Psyche totally. And definitely you'll find the right one that works for you. If you're hearing this talk, though, you might be getting nudged to, either go have a private session with someone with PSYCH-K or come learn it for yourself. And that's when you're really rolling, because now you get to use this anytime you want. Yeah, yeah. Whew. So if you're willing to admit, like I did, and I've done this with myself many times, and I continue to do it, actually on a daily basis, checking in. Where is it? Where do I feel sad? Where do I feel hurt or lost, or I don't feel like I belong? Any of those pieces at all. And then anything outside your life is right here to help you. That's the gift. So you're like, man, that guy just like yelled at me for something that like I was trying to help. And then he just like blurted out a whole bunch of anger about something from his own mind of actually something that he had happened to him years ago that he never even realized that he resolved from it. So the situation happened to me just recently. It's kind of surprised me. I was like, ooh. And I realized that I'm creating this. I'm creating this reality. And this reality is actually here for me. It's actually here to help me. Thank goodness the work I've done with myself was like, hey, I was able to hold that container of unconditional love for my own self and for him. Like, how neat is that, right? Yes. And I was able to open up and stay curious and just ask these deeper questions within me and express, my views of this and that. And then he was actually able to dive in and find out that, yeah, it had nothing to do with me. Actually, I was just an instigator of this now to help him lift up of something that he's been holding down deep within him at his subconscious that he resented about a whole nother experience that turned out really crappy. And he just hadn't completely resolved it yet within him own self. It was still a conflict within him. This happens with a lot of us. Absolutely. Because it's at the subconscious level of the mind. We're not even conscious of it. If we were conscious of it, we can do something about it, right? Yes, we can. And that's actually one of the gifts of PSYCH-K is it helps you lift things that are in the subconscious level up to the conscious level. So now you can have a choice to turn it to how you want to be again. So I'm sure for him, he knows PSYCH-K too, so I'm sure he is balanced and helped himself, like with forgiving himself, forgiving the other lady with another situation that had happened in a similar way. Yeah, to let it go and to learn from it and to grow and know that everything's okay and that we can return to our hearts and live from our hearts and respond in new ways around any of this. And then that's the biggest gift we get to give ourselves. So I'm actually grateful for the whole experience, which is really amazing. And then I stepped into things where I felt sad or I felt not loved. I felt attacked. And I'm super sensitive, and I know many of you probably are too. So I was like, woo, I can take things really personal and that actually is another big one. I'm like, okay, so why am I taking this so personal? And that's when I lift up and I balance again. Like, hey, I am good enough, and I am, I am perfect in my own way where I am right now. I'm doing the best I can. These pieces are super, super helpful. Yeah, and then returning into my love, my unconditional love of who I am, and let those pieces, those parts of me that didn't feel loved or felt something was wrong with it to come back into my love, because that part of me is welcome too, and so is that part of you is welcome within your unconditional love, because that's what unconditional love is. It welcomes all. It includes all. It does. It's very patient and very open. It's in our readiness to be able to do that. So yes, if you're having any of these issues happening within you, it's actually here for you. And that's a big one, especially with PSYCH-K has helped me turn that around, because I definitely experienced a lot of victim energy with some traumatic experiences that I had throughout my life. So that was a huge change to say, oh my goodness, everything is happening for me. Yeah, it's here to help me to rise again. And now that I'm running through and in the flow of my heart, more and more and more each day, and I just let my mind just be the operating system to help me make really great choices of how I can live with my heart and in my heart way, then life does get to be fun. It gets to be a lot easier, and then we can just laugh at it. Whoo, because then we can step into that neutrality and realize, it's okay. And then you actually kind of shift things into more of a relativity way of living, and you can still be really real, because when things are harsh or hard or difficult, yes, they are there, and you can definitely step into that. But you want to ask yourself, how long do you want to stay there? How long do you want to keep being angry or mad or feeling that's wrong or they're wrong or there's something wrong with them? Those are just judgments. And judgments are just conditioned love. It's actually a restriction of your love. Yeah. So when you can catch those and then ask yourself, ooh, how would I rather be? If I can flow from my heart and from my love and my true essence, what can I bring in for myself? Oh, yeah. Then you might recognize, okay, I can let this go. I can forgive. So I forgive them, or I forgive myself through that experience. And I choose love instead of fear, or instead of anger, or instead of resentment. And when you and your free will choice get to begin to choose that, you will naturally begin to flow in your heart. Yes, you will. And we welcome you to it. Oh, your heart is a symbol too, if you want to look at it literally our physical heart within us. We could talk about that, and then we could talk about the symbolism of what the heart symbolizes. Okay. So the heart in our bodies, our human bodies, its operating system is that it opens up and fills up all the blood that comes through, channels all through your whole body. And that filling is your feminine part of you. That filling is that opening and that holding of that, okay? And then it will use the masculine part of you, or even the mind part of you, to just execute the blood out, right? It contracts. Your heart then contracts and then shoots the blood up through all like your aorta and your arteries, all the way out to reach every aspect within this your beautiful body temple, okay? And then guess what? It does it again. Yes, it does. That cycle, it fills up again, holds it, and then releases again. And throughout your life, your heart rate will change and adjust based on the vibration that you are. So you might want to check, like, how is your heart running? Like, how fast is it running? How strong is it running? How well is that operating system going of that filling and releasing, filling and releasing, filling and releasing? Yes, because this is your operating system to allow you to have all the energy, all the oxygen, all the nutrients, all in abundance, everything you all also could possibly use and need, so that your body can run beautifully here. So you can go experience in the way you still choose to experience, right? Yes, the feeling and the releasing. Yes. And guess what? Your lungs do the same thing. As much as we're talking about flowing in your heart, how about we flow in our lungs too? We could add that one on there as a caveat. Because when you flow in your heart and your lungs, you get to breathe in the life force energy. How beautiful is that, right? And then be in that stillness, that oneness connection. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yes. And then release all that no longer serves you. Just let it go. And that's how easily we can alchemize things. Breathing in with intention, the love of who you are, the life force, and releasing, breathing out whatever you have already experienced that you're done with. Yeah. So you get to breathe in, fill up, expand, and then let go and let it go. And this will allow you to live through your heart, connecting in with the beautiful gifts of the lung and the heart. Living in the flow of your heart. This is your new fun way of being. Yes. And it's actually one of the best ways you can change your funk to fun is by changing your operating system from your mind to your heart. Yes. And let your mind be the servant to your heart. Let your heart be the one that gets to run the show now, that gets to operate and lead your life, your beingness. Let you drop into feeling, experiencing, having that freedom, that spontaneity, the deep connection with your divinity, your oneness. You're interconnected with all. And to be so creative and create what you would love to experience in your life, how you would love to serve in the way that you're meant to serve here. Yes, and let this operating system really anchor in and become so natural for you that, yes, you naturally are flowing in your love and in your peace and in your joy. Yeah, absolutely. And even in bliss and ecstasy, which we'll be talking in a few weeks about. You can even go to those levels within yourself from your love. Yes, you can. And it is from the flow of your heart. So all it takes is a bit of courage. That's all it takes. And then a willingness. So once you have the courage, which means you just decide, you're like, you know what? I want to live in a new way. I want to change things up. I want to, experience just in more ease and fun and flow in my life, and be able to share, live more in abundance ways, more free ways. Yes, those are it. And we are in the perfect time to be able to do that. So you may need to, start making some changes in your life, or you might already be in those changes, and then still, it's a bit trippy or a bit funky or a bit like, wow, some days you're doing really good, and other days, man, what the heck? And you hit really low spots. That's okay. Any low spot you hit, or any dense or hard spots you experience, are actually here for you. with learning the gift of Psyche, then you can transform that into peace and non-attachment, and then ask a couple key questions. So we help teach you how to ask some really important key questions that helps you access the wisdom within you, why those pieces are coming up, and then what you can do to make those changes so that you can more often be in the flow of your heart and be living in such a beautiful way, and then resonating like a lighthouse for the world so that others also may be able to do it too. This is what we're all being called to do, all those that are ready to do it. And this is, with this talk, a huge invitation for you to go do that. That way, if you have any of these coping skills that you might have developed, like let's say aggressive ones or rigid ones, just to operate with some control or some ability to move that energy within you, or speaking up, especially if you think things aren't fair or not right. Okay, you get to master those. You get to actually, say, okay, you know what? I'd love to master that, so that instead of feeling that I have to still fight or I have to speak up in a harsh way or have all these rules outside of me controlling me. Yeah, how about you invite yourself to begin to connect in your presence, to be fully present in your consciousness and in your heart, and let your heart lead you, let your love lead you. And it will take a bit of knowing and believing that you are safe and secure doing that you are loved. Yeah, and that there is this abundance is here for you. Whew, so to be able to do that, we recommend that you do come learn Psyche. This is what I'm offering for you. I am one of the certified Psyche instructors across the world. There's about 27 of us here. I live in America, in Michigan, the northern part of America, and I do travel all over the world. So, if you would love to reach me, and I do offer private sessions, a series of 3 sessions can really do a lot. You can go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com. Ignite and heal yourlife.com. Ignite and heal yourlife.com. Yes, you can click contact us and then send me an email, and then we can even exchange numbers for texting if that's easier. And then, you get to decide. You're the one that will know, hey, maybe I will start with some private sessions first, and then, I would love to go learn them. I'm teaching some in-person ones, and then in November, I'll be having an online one. But for now, if you'd like to come in person, in September, there'll be 3 opportunities to learn Psyche with me. And the first one is in Toronto, Canada, September 15th weekend. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day. Yes, yes, yes. And you'll learn 2 tools of Psyche to help assist you with changing limiting beliefs to positive ones, so you can open up and live from your heart. Yes. So if you're not around the Toronto, Canada area, I will be the following weekend, September 22nd weekend, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So if you'd love to get a little bit more warmth here as it gets a little cooler, come to Florida. And then if you really are adventurous, you could go the last weekend of September up to Alaska, to Wasilla, Alaska, near Anchorage, the last weekend of September. So I'll be teaching up there. The end of October, the last weekend of October, I am offering it in Berkeley, California, the northern part of California. So if any of those work for you, we welcome you. We welcome you. And it'll be in your right timing for when you want to come. But if it's now, heck yeah, go for it. So highly recommend that. And then I will be on my website posting quite soon another one in October. Hasn't dropped in yet, but when that comes, just keep your eye out for it or where it'll be. And then even in November, an online one, so you can learn how to use this tool right from the comforts of your own home. You are magical. You are amazing. You are so important here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening today. May this ignite you into the love and light you are, and so you may live from your heart.